I need you to be like Patrick Bailey.
All the great hitters don't lunge.
I need you to be like Patrick Bailey hitting from the left side, okay?
Bailey looks good.
Bailey does look good.
Hey, you never want to say the BP, right? Buster Posey, because the shadow that man cast, it's almost impossible for anyone to be able to even remotely begin to replicate anything that he did in his career. Leadership, batting in the middle of the order, defensive wizard. I mean, he's the greatest player at catcher in Giants history. I'm talking 180 years, okay? Giants are one of the original baseball teams. Bailey's really good, independent of whatever you want to say about Buster Posey. But there's a lot of pressure being the catcher for the San Francisco Giants, succeeding, whether it's Bart, whether we're talking about Sable, and now Patrick Bailey. There's a lot of pressure that's wrapped into that.
Don't you think there's less pressure on Bailey, though? Because now we had that buffer. Joey Bart was a guy, number 2 overall pick. You have to follow up Buster Posey. We all held him as the heir apparent. He failed, and he's failing. And I don't know if he's ever going to get his job back. I don't know if he's going to get an opportunity again. What do you do with Joey Bart? That's a conversation for another day. But Patrick Bailey now has been able to see all the catchers. The Chatwick Trumps, the Kurt Casalis. He's actually, who's he playing for?
He was playing for,
his name surfaced. I saw it somewhere.
Yeah, he actually played against the Giants recently.
Kurt Casalis with the Reds.
Was he with the Pirates?
It may have been the Pirates. I saw it.
He's with the Braves right now.
Braves. Wow, he's with the Braves. Jeez. They came back yesterday, beat the Mets. Wow. That team's so good. But Chatwick Trump, Kurt Casalis, you had all these guys, Joey Bart, and now Patrick Bailey's been able to just do his thing in the minors, and I think there's less pressure on him now because we're a couple of years removed now from Buster Posey. This is now year 2 without Buster Posey. That pressure was placed on Joey Bart. Look, man, there's a lot of pressure on him. He hasn't lived up to expectations. It is what it is. But Patrick Bailey being that first-round pick for Farhan Zaidi, he's saying, this is the guy that Farhan drafted. I'm going to take this job. And he looks the part, man. He really does. So
it's interesting that we bring up the word pressure so early because I watched Grant Cohn's YouTube video this morning and I woke up. You get these alerts if you subscribe to someone and it'll be like, hey, OTAs day 2 recap or whatever. And I click on it and I'm watching Grant and he was talking about the pressure for Trey Lance. And it was an interesting point where just the quarterback position for the Niners has so much pressure. Brock Purdy, unbelievable amounts of pressure. Come back. Prove that last year wasn't a fluke. Be healthy. There's 15 things, right? Be a Pro Bowler. Win the Super Bowl, right? Trey Lance, prove you're not a bust, right? Prove that you're worthy of all the draft picks that they moved to go up to get you. Sam Darnold has his own sense of pressure. We can go through it. The young players for the Warriors, pressure to not screw it up for the big 3.
Right.
Pressure to not ruin Steph Curry's legacy. Yep. The pressure to win another one. Yep. The pressure to prove that hanging on to you was justified. The pressure to prove that your minutes are earned. Pressure. And it just made me start thinking about, I think we underrate not the media, but the fan fervor and the pressure in the Bay Area market. We may not have the New York media scrutiny, but the fans, I'm not mad at them. I'm saying it shows how much we care about our sports.
It's a passionate fan base.
Fonte,
and I think that's been,
there's a lot of pressure in the Bay Area right now.
I think the fan aspect is very interesting because of social media and the pressure to live up to expectations. Yes. What we've seen. And with the Giants, I mean, heck, 2012, 2010, 2012, 2014, whether we like it or not, some of these youngsters have to live up to that.
Yep.
Oh, man, you ain't no Buster Posey. Oh, man, you ain't no Hunter Pence.
No Lincecum.
Oh, man, you ain't no Tim Lincecum. You ain't no freaking Pablo Sandoval. And with the Warriors, Jordan Poole, think about the spot he's in.
Huh.
He helped carry his team for a big stretch during that championship run. The guy did average 20. Now, it looked clunky, right? But the pressure to say, hey, he's the heir apparent to Stephen Curry, that's a lot. And this young man played at Michigan, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying?
What's harder, being the heir apparent to Steph Curry at point guard or being the heir apparent to Barry Bonds in left field?
And that's tough. That's tough.
I think Steph might be even more difficult because of what he represents to the game and the organization.
Steph is still here.
Yeah, that's
and he's still playing at a very high level.
It's so difficult.
But thinking about Trey Lance, there's just pressure to do what Jimmy Garoppolo did.
I know.
Jimmy Garoppolo helped his team win a lot of football games. I know we had a lot of fun with Jimmy Garoppolo yesterday talking about his overthrows.
Yeah, we're just goofing around.
But there's a lot of pressure for Trey Lance just to live up to that.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that this train continues to stay on the track. So we'll continue with that. We got a break here.